My name's Jake. For 9 years straight, I worked without a break. Built my own business. 6 days a week. 12 hours a day, minimum. Home was just a pit stop, for a shower, a few hours of sleep, and her smile. At the time, I thought that was the dream. A house. A wife. Stability. I thought I'd won. Her name was Cassandra. And yeah, just like the name suggests, she came with prophecies of destruction. In public. Sweet. Polished. Well-mannered. On Instagram. Quotes about karma and feminine energy. At home. Emotional warfare. Side eyes. Passive-aggressive comments. A bed colder than the fridge. At first, she said I wasn't spending enough time with her. And I believed her. Weekend trips. Candlelit dinners. Jewelry. I tried. She smiled, said thank you. Then 2 days later. We have no emotional connection. You're just a walking ATM. I tried to talk. Tried to listen. Tried to fix things. But here's the cruel irony. You work like hell to give her everything. And she calls it neglect. Because the real love? She's getting that, in another city. From another man. Then one day, I saw strange charges on our account. $620, flights. $438, hotel. I asked her about it. She looked at me like I'd just accused her of murder. It's a business trip. An art therapy retreat. For women entrepreneurs. Every time it was something else. Women's Leadership Conference. Creative Empowerment Seminar. Healing the Inner Goddess Workshop. Every single time. She was off finding herself, and coming home with a tan, new heels, and someone else's cologne on her neck. Then I found her old iPhone. She only used it for music in the shower. She'd forgotten to log out of iCloud. And there it was, the universe's little gift. Photos. Hotel room. Phoenix. She's in black lace, holding champagne. And behind her, a pair of men's dress shoes, clear as day. Then I found the texts. He's so busy he doesn't even notice I'm gone. Honestly, he deserves it. Man thinks money equals love. I'll fake some tears, get the Amex back, and we're good for round 2, baby. I sat in the dark, swallowing the truth like poison. She didn't just cheat. She orchestrated it. She played a role. The whole time. Her final seminar lasted 4 days. Cost us $4,600. Hotel in Vegas. 2 people. 1 room. Champagne delivered to the bed. Spa treatments. Jacuzzi. All on our shared credit card. The one I kept funding, while she was moaning in someone else's arms. But you know what the most disgusting part was? When I sent her a screenshot of the charges, and the photo. She replied with 2 words. Grow up. Grow up. Because apparently, real women cheat, lie, and spend your money doing it. Then tell you to mature. That was the moment something broke inside me. I wasn't the man who loved her anymore. I became the man who remembers. And right then, I thought. You used my trust like a credit card. Fine. But today, the limit is maxed out. Cassandra came back from Vegas like nothing ever happened. Confident. Radiant. Victorious. Wearing a brand new silk dress with a deep neckline, and a heart-shaped pendant I'd never seen before. Not from me. And definitely not something a married woman should be wearing. Hi, baby. She said with that fake smile, dropping her suitcase by the door. I didn't answer. I just watched. Watched her kick off her heels, pull out a duty-free bag, and walk through our house like she still owned it. I got you something. She said casually. You've been so busy lately. I thought this might remind you that you still have a woman. Inside the box. A cheap cologne and a keychain. A keychain. After $4,600 on champagne, spa dates, and hotel sex, she brought me back a keychain. I smiled. Not outwardly. Inside, I was boiling. Waiting. Planning. That night, she fell asleep in minutes. Said the flight had drained her. She lay there scrolling through her phone, didn't even say goodnight. And I sat alone in the living room, laptop open, calculator in hand. Here's where the money went. $850, spa package. $1,150, 3-night hotel stay. $620, round-trip airfare. $275, wine tasting dinner. $200, in-room couples massage. $185, matching his and hers watches. All of it from our shared account. The one I set up for household expenses. I remember sitting there, pressing each button with surgical precision. Freeze card. Block access. Change password. Cancel autopay. Remove from online banking. Disable Apple Pay. Regain control. Next morning, I called my accountant. Take Cassandra off everything. No more access to the company, the accounts, the cards. Not even the grocery store loyalty program. She couldn't even order an Uber. No coffee. No wine deliveries. No flights to Miami. Nothing. When she woke up, she exploded. Jake, what the hell? My card just got declined. Weird. Maybe the universe is trying to bring you back to reality. This isn't funny. I can't even call a cab. Try meditating on that. Like you do at those empowerment retreats. Her eyes went wild. For the first time, she realized the rules had changed. I wasn't soft. I wasn't begging. I wasn't crying. I was cutting every single rope she had wrapped around me. But that was just the beginning. A few days later, I got the alerts. New login attempt from unrecognized device. Password reset request. New family sharing user added on iCloud. She was scrambling. Panicking. Messaging me in desperation. You're driving me insane. Is this revenge? Is this your idea of love? You want me to have nothing? And I replied. No, Cassandra. You're not left with nothing. You're left with exactly what you earned. I'm just done paying for the circus. The next day she packed up and left for her mom's place. In her old Honda. Because the convertible. That was under my company's name. I reclaimed it before she could even say. But I'm a woman. I tossed her things. I locked the doors. I cleared my home, and my heart. But this isn't the end. This was just the setup. The next step. Showing the world who she really is. Cassandra always acted like the world belonged to her. She didn't just play the perfect wife. She starred in her own show. The scenes. Staged kisses. The dialogue. Selfless love. The goal. Make her friends jealous, and strangers fall in love. And while I was lying next to her, dreaming about our future. She was opening her tablet, logging into Telegram, private. Whispering to another man. Wish you were here, he has no idea what you did to me last night. From the same woman who had just kissed me goodnight. I found everything. A hidden album in her Google Photos, labeled. Work scans. Yeah. There were scans. Just not of documents. Nudes. Hotel room selfies. Her, on her knees. Her, in unfamiliar beds. And him, always wearing a mask, but the same wrist tattoo. The same tattoo I saw in one of her Instagram reels. Thanks for the new MacBook, baby red heart. And guess whose name was tagged? Mine. I didn't sleep for 2 days. Eyes burning. Hands shaking. Not from rage. From disgust. At myself. Because I let this woman live my life. Every receipt. Every payment. Every wellness retreat I funded. Was another step into her double life. Then I saw it. Booked us Paris. He paid again. Honestly, this guy's insanely gullible. I closed my laptop. Walked out the door. Straight to the bank. I shut down every joint account. Changed every password. Blocked every card. Called the IRS. Froze our tax returns. And while I was at it, filed an anonymous report about identity misuse. I was done being her fool. I was going to play her game. But I'd play it better. I built the reveal like a military strike. A 75-page Google Doc. Screenshots. Photos. GPS locations. Facial recognition from hotel cameras. Side-by-side comparisons of bank statements and her business trips. Audio recordings from a phone call with her best friend. He's boring but stable. Let him pay. But sex with Jean-Marc? Addictive. You should have seen him in the shower. Yeah. I listened to it. And no, I didn't break. Because I knew the ending would be mine. I didn't just email her mom the files. I hosted a presentation. Family dinner, celebrating Cassandra's successful freelance journey. 10 guests. A toast from her father. And then I stood up. Since we're all here, I'd like to show a little video about Cassandra's path to success. She really did put a lot of herself into it. Every screen in the house lit up. TV. Projector. Even her iPad. The show began. Photos from a hotel in Tuscany. A business class flight for two, billed to my account. A clip of her kissing her coach in a swimming pool. Her mother fainted. Her father walked out. Her friend ran. Cassandra just stood there, mouth open, eyes red, hands trembling. For the first time in her life. She had no words. She ran to me, barefoot, heels forgotten in the hallway. How could you? This is cruel. This is public humiliation. And I calmly said. This is the truth. And you made it public the moment you betrayed not just me. But our name. Our life. Yourself. She ran. She never came back. 2 days later, I got a message from Jean-Marc. Man, I didn't know she was married. I'm sorry, bro. I replied. You're not the first. But thanks. The show's over. 3 weeks passed. I was sitting on my balcony with a glass of bourbon in hand. One barefoot leg resting on the railing. The wind played with loose papers. Pages from that presentation. The one I no longer feared to show. Because truth had become my armor. Cassandra vanished from my life as suddenly as she had appeared in my heart. At first, she flooded me with texts. Threats. Tears. Begging. Then, nothing. Just silence. Death. Cold. Final. Turns out her new coach found out she wasn't just independent and gifted. She was a liar. And broke. He kicked her out, didn't even pay for her cab. She tried crawling back to family. But after that dinner, her name was toxic. Even in the family group chat. I saw a photo. Cheap motel room. A post about starting over. Not a single like. And me? I was rebuilding. One piece at a time. Every hour without her in the house felt like breathing again. I got back to work. Picked up old hobbies. Returned to the gym, lifted a barbell for the first time in 2 years. And didn't feel empty. And then, her mother messaged me. I don't know what she did, Alex. But thank you. For opening all our eyes. I read that message 10 times. Each time, it felt like another brick falling off the prison walls. Of what I used to call marriage. Sometimes, friends ask me. Don't you regret how it all ended? No. I don't. Because sometimes. You have to walk through hell. To realize who deserves heaven next to you. And one day, when someone asks me. Weren't you married once? I'll smile and say. Yeah. And I walked out of it a winner. Cassandra never came back. The city spat her out like a weed ripped from the soil. Last I heard, she was living in a small trailer outside town. Working at a gas station. Avoiding anyone who knew her past. And me? I met someone. Not someone who saved me. But someone who didn't need to. We started with coffee. Casual conversation. And for the first time in years. I laughed. Really laughed. Maybe this isn't the end. Maybe it's the beginning. Because when you hit rock bottom. The most important thing is simple. Don't stay there. And I didn't. I got back up. And I'll never let anyone freeze my life again. Even if I have to freeze every account to protect it.